Hey Royals, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me by now, my name is Liz, and on my channel here we talk about things that I have lived, that I have learned being a survivor of 2 abusive relationships. I figured I would flip the narrative from victim to being a survivor and helping other survivors protect themselves, know their laws, and know what they can do and what resources they have. I know that depending on your situation, that is not always plain and clear and black and white for victims. So I am here to help y'all, period. One thing that I do want to talk about is I wondered a lot, still do, if there are other states in the United States that help domestic violence victims before the abuse gets too bad. Other than a restraining order. We all know about restraining orders. We all know about injunctions, protective orders. That's easy, okay? But what do we do when we have a restraining order, the police is understaffed, or whatever the case may be, and they put our cases below everybody else's? Right? Which I feel does happen a lot. What do we do to prevent the violence by law? Prevent the violence before it starts. I have done some research. And my research was on gun laws. It's because just recently, in Bradford County, Florida, there was a triple shooting. A mom and her 2 daughters were both killed by the mom's boyfriend. Her granddaughter was hit with shrapnel from the bullets, and her granddaughter, who was 11 years old, by the way, is the one that called the police. What could we have done other than getting a restraining order to prevent things like this happening? So I made a video about it. All right, y'all, let's get into it. The main thing that we're talking about now is gun laws. Gun laws. So before you say anything, yes, you're right. There is a federal law that bans abusers, not just convicted, but accused abusers, from owning or purchasing a firearm or ammunition. That is great. Even if you have a protective order, Joe Biden has closed that boyfriend loophole that states that you guys have to be married. It doesn't matter now. If you live together or you were a boyfriend or girlfriend, you're a husband and wife, you're fiancés, it doesn't matter. If he abused you, if she abused you, they cannot own a firearm. You do actually have to tell the police, though. Key. Don't just say, oh, you hit me, so you can't have a gun, because it doesn't work like that. You have to speak up and you have to break your silence. All right. So again, yes, there is a federal law. But let's keep in mind that as awesome as that federal law is, each state has the right to tweak that law however they see fit.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
And this is where the problem comes in. They tried. America tried. Joe Biden, thank you for taking that boyfriend loophole out of the scenario. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It is great. But the fight is between states and the federal government is the Second Amendment. Yes, everybody has the right to bear arms. It is in the Constitution. It is our Second Amendment. Thank you for that. Because we all have to protect ourselves. But here's the problem. Is the Second Amendment in giving everybody the right to bear arms more important than the victims of domestic violence, than the victims of these mass shootings? I mean, the world is crazy, y'all. So do you really think everybody should have the right to bear arms? Everyone? Everyone? Yeah. I don't know about that. But again, that is my opinion. So I'm not trying to offend anybody. That is clearly my opinion. And it's only my opinion because I have been there and done that. I've been through so much within my life that I can see where that Second Amendment is very flawed. Okay, very flawed. And it's not just for domestic abusers or abuse victims. It's flawed for everyone. But like I said, each state has the right to tweak that law however they want. Second flaw in this federal law, federal gun ban, is that the police and the military are completely exempt.
What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem.
So say Officer Joe Schmo decides to beat his wife and pull a gun on her, and she files a restraining order. 9 times out of 10, we all know what's going to happen. That power and control, he is a police officer, so he is going to use that power and that badge to do whatever he has to do to make sure that she is non-believable, right? No matter what she endured, right? Police and military are completely exempt from the gun ban. My opinion on that is not so much that it's wrong, because there are people that are wrongfully accused of domestic violence, sexual violence, violence period. They're wrongfully accused of a lot of things. But if there is evidence, like your wife's swollen face or your husband's black eye, even as far as into the text message or the voicemail that says, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to get somebody to kill you, or anything like that. If there is evidence of violence, they should not be police and they should not be military.
Agreed.
Exactly. Another thing is, thank you, federal law, for adding the misdemeanor charge to the gun ban. That is pretty recent. I want to say it's 2020 when that happened. There's only 4 states that include misdemeanors. Okay? So we're going to break into story time real quick. My first abuser was literally stomping me out. Stomping on me. I'm laying on the ground outside, stomping on me when the police pulled up. Okay? I was 3 months pregnant. He only got charged with a misdemeanor domestic violence charge. With that being said, misdemeanor charges should be included in that gun ban, because what the police decide to say is misdemeanor may not really be a misdemeanor. Only 28 states in the United States have banned firearms from those with protective orders. 14 of those states actually allow the police to seize the weapons from the abuser during a domestic violence situation. So say if I was in one of those 14 states and my abuser was doing what he was doing, when the police showed up, they could strip him of his weapons and his ammunition legally. However, if they're not one of those 14 states, can't do it. Can't do it. Those states, I believe it's like 22 of them have what we called a red flag law. And kudos sarcastically to Oklahoma, who is the one and only state with the anti-red flag law, which makes it to where the government and the police cannot enforce seizure of weapons from domestic abusers or anybody else that poses a threat to themselves or anybody else. The only way these people can have their guns seized is if a family member or the police petition the court. How long does that take? What if it's on the weekend and the courthouse ain't even open? See what I'm saying? See the flaws? Oklahoma also has the highest in the United States and has been for a few years, the highest domestic violence rate and domestic violence homicides in America. They are not, however, the only ones that do not protect the victim when it comes down to guns and firearms at all. They do not care if you have a protective order. They don't care if you have a felony. They don't care if you have a misdemeanor. They don't care if you're accused. They don't care if you're convicted. If the judge does not place you on a firearm ban as part of your probationary period, you get to keep your gun. So, with me leading with the federal law, I do want to let you all know, please check your local listings, whichever state that you are in, and see where you're protected and how these laws protect you and how you can utilize them to your benefit. Stay tuned, guys, because this is gonna get deep. All right? We are going to start with Oklahoma and work our way to the best. We will also be discussing what the red flag laws are and how you can utilize them to protect you and your family and friends. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Love y'all. Stay safe. Bye.